The sum of the interior angles of a pentagon is 6x plus 6y. Find y in terms of x. Now you recall that the general formula for finding the sum of interior angles of a polygon of size n is given by s subscript n equals 180 multiplied by n negative 2. So since we're told in this question that the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon is 6x plus 6y, so the first thing you need to know is how many sides does a pentagon have? Well, for a pentagon has 5 sides. So since a pentagon has 5 sides, that is, for a pentagon that has a size of 5, so our n is going to be 5. So our n equals 5. So that implies that the sum of the interior angles of a pentagon is going to be, so using this formula we have here, so it's just going to be s sub 5 equals 180. So I'm using the formula we have here, so I can just use a different color to highlight that I'm using this formula here. So multiplied by 5 negative 2. So this is what we have as the sum of the 5 interior angles of a pentagon, and this is just going to give us 180 multiplied by 5 negative 2, that is 3, which is equal to 540. Now this is what we know as the sum of the 5 interior angles of a pentagon. But the question says that the sum of the interior angles of that same pentagon is 6x plus 6y. That is what the question says, is it tells us that S5 equals 6x plus 6y. But we know that S5 should be 540. So that implies that this quantity here and this quantity here, they must be equal. That is 6x plus 6y must be equal to 540 because they represent the same quantity. S5 is 540 and S sub 5 is 6x plus 6y. Now what the question says, it says find y in terms of x. That is, make y the subject of the equation. That is this equation that we have here. I want to make y the subject of this equation here. 6y. So since we want to make y the subject of the equation, so let me just highlight y. Now to do this, I'm going to subtract both sides. I'll subtract 6x from both sides. So when you subtract 6x, so you have negative 6x, you have negative 6x. So what you would have left is, so this crosses this, so you're going to have 6y equals 540 negative 6x. So since we want to make y the subject of the equation, I have to divide both sides by y. So you divide both sides by y, you divide both sides by 6, not y. I meant to say 6. By 6. So by 6. So this goes off, and then you have your y to be equal to 540 negative 6x divided by 6. So, and this is the same thing as y equals 540 divided by 6 minus 6x divided by 6. So 6 here 1, and 6 in 540 is 90, while 6 here goes here 1. So what you have is going to be 90 negative x. So in other words, my y equals 90 minus x. So let's check our options. So our answer is y equals 90 minus x. So this is the solution to the problem.